Hello and good afternoon from your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Shaun Cashmore. I'm today joined by Craig Barnes, and you're with us for this Southern Premier League central fixture between Leamington and Bromsgrove Sporting. Leamington come into this game on the back of being knocked out of the Emirates FA Cup last weekend away at the hands of Boston United. A game shrouded in first half controversy and some well-documented suspect officiating. Ended in a 4-0 scoreline with former Breaks player Kelsey Mooney getting on the score sheet. In the aftermath of that game, Jack Lane has unsurprisingly had his red card rescinded, but Theo Street has had retrospective punishment and misses out today, serving a one-match ban. Leamington went into last weekend 4 unbeaten in the league, back-to-back clean sheets with 6 goals scored. The most recent league game last Tuesday, a resounding 4-0 win here, and will want to pick up back on that good form. Today's opposition, Bromsgrove Sporting, who finished 18th in this division last campaign. They themselves progressed in last weekend's FA Cup fixtures, dispatching Barwell 2-1 after a sticky start. They'll be looking to keep some decent form going and come into this game knowing they can pick up points away from home. Both sides have taken to the pitch, but I think there's going to be a minute's silence before we get underway. That's right this afternoon, isn't it?
That's right, yes. Everybody at Leamington Football Club deeply saddened to hear this week of the passing of Break supporter Shaun Bell, aged just 30, after a battle with leukemia. And now Shaun was a regular visitor here at your Co-op Community Stadium, and he also loved his music, playing for local band Twisted Minds, and recently performed at the Royal Spa Centre. Everybody at Leamington Football Club sends their best to Shaun's family and to his friends.
So we're underway here at Co-op Community Stadium. It's a lovely September afternoon. Pitch is bathed in sunshine. And Bromsgrove Sporting, in their green and white striped top and white shorts, just try and make tracks down the right-hand side and spin away nicely with Dunkley. Dunkley bears down on the 18-yard box. Dunkley tries to find the number 10 at the far post. He has a go, and then it's a good block by Meredith. It was a good effort by Connor T. Well set up by Dunkley, who just sprung away down that right-hand side, and it's going to be an early corner to Bromsgrove. Landers comes inside the 18-yard box. Landers lays it off to Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans bends one towards the top corner. It's a couple of yards wide. It's a good effort from Kelly Evans though, but good play from Leamington Craig down that right-hand side where they often have joy. Landers in field, laid it back into the path of Kelly Evans, who just tried to curl one in towards that top corner that Oliver Taylor is protecting.
Yeah, we saw last time against Berkhamsted, Landers and Meredith down this right-hand side starting to get a bit of an understanding, and Landers on that occasion giving it to Kelly Evans, who just fired over, but it was a decent chance that for Leamington. Very youthful at Bromsgrove, quite a few early 20s in them. In fact, I looked at their average age against Barwell last week. It's just over 24, with 38-year-old player manager Michael McGrath obviously dragging that age up. So they are very, very young, very energetic, and looking to get about the pitch well.
Great switch of play by Rowe over to the far side where it's collected once more. And it's going to be sent goalwards by number 8, and he rides 2 challenges, does Cooper. Cooper's going to get to the dead ball line and try and measure his crosses. He lays it back for someone else to lay it up, and then it's cleared by Hawkins. Leamington haven't cleared their lines. It's back towards the number 10 of T. T tries to tee himself up but can't, and has to lay it out to Rowe. T again now. Tries the reverse ball to Shaw. Shaw's going to pick it up inside the 18-yard box, all the way to the far post, and it's just evaded Cooper. It evaded the outstretched dive of Hawkins as well. Great play by Bromsgrove Sporting. They opened up Leamington down this left-hand side, got a really good cross in towards the far post. Hawkins was at far stretch. Cooper couldn't turn it home.
Hawkins made the initial save, bobbled back up into the air. No one could steer it in from a Bromsgrove point of view. Broke out again, as you said. The shot came in. And it was just asking to be put into the back of the net. No one could do it from Bromsgrove, and Leamington lucky to escape.
Edwards inside his own half. English in at centre-back for the suspended Theo Street this afternoon. He's had plenty of game time so far this season, junior English, and he tries an angled ball in towards the feet of Williams. Williams won't get there, and it's just going to be collected by Taylor, and it'll come all the way through and clear on the right-hand side. English heads it up and away. Meredith's going to have his wits about him as he's put under pressure by T. Meredith lays it into Lane, and Lane back to Meredith, who will clear first time up towards Barnett. Barnett wins a nice flick on. Can Landers get there? Yes, he can. Landers bears down on goal. Henry Landers! 1-0 to the breaks, and Henry Landers is at it again. Lovely flick on header by Tyrone Barnett. That's exactly what they've been looking for from him. Straight into the pass of Henry Landers, and he picked it up. The former Banbury United man gets his 4th goal in a break shirt. Right foot finish into the near post. It's Leamington 1, Bromsgrove Sporting 0.
He took that really, really well, did Landers, into the penalty area. Looked like he was being dragged a little bit wide, but didn't... He kept his composure, I say, and steered it past the goalkeeper who was coming out to meet him. Rich vein of form continues for Landers.
Bromsgrove still just making tracks down this left-hand side. McGrath chips one over the top again, headed in towards the path of Shaw, but Meredith defends well, and then Meredith does really well. Great defending by Meredith, and there will be 6 minutes. So Craig Barnes wins the packet of half-time sweets, much to my frustration. And there'll be 6 minutes added on here at your Co-op Community Stadium.
I'll just have half of your 50-50 winnings, Shaun. That'll do me.
That will be nice. Forward comes T on the right-hand side. T, neat feet, left-footed strike. Good save by Hawkins. Full stretch to his right-hand side. Good play, good effort on goal by Connor T. Dropped his shoulder, put it onto his left foot, tried to bend one. It was a nice height for Hawkins, but it was a good save just to tip it round the post. Leamington just can't seem to get out and get any sort of strategic possession or position inside the Bromsgrove half at the moment. They try another one with T over the top, but there's too much on that. Every time they go long, they seem to sort of waste the impetus, really, because when they try and work it wide, with the likes of King Harms down this right-hand side and Connor T especially, they're trying to have a little bit more joy.
Yeah, very much so, trying to bypass the middle of the pitch, really, and the central areas, trying to get it out wide.
Well, Callum Hawkins just went to take the goal kick, and Dunkley just walked into the area, and it's a yellow card. And, well, I'm not really entirely sure what Dunkley was doing. I mean, Dunkley held his position, but he walked into the 18-yard box, and you have to be outside of the 18-yard box to take that position. So if you're going to walk inside the box, I'm not entirely sure what Dunkley was expecting to happen, really. He could have held his position in the D, but he clearly walked into the area, and now he's talked himself into a red card. Wow. Have you ever seen anything like it? Dunkley, the players know this season that you can't offer up dissent to the referee. And not only has Dunkley done something as daft as stand in front of Callum Hawkins to pick up a yellow card, Dunkley then has given the referee absolutely no option, because he's carried on the dissent. He carried on giving a barrage to referee Neil Templey. Neil Templey gave him 2 or 3 warnings just to step away from the situation, and Dunkley still carried on, and the referee in the end basically had enough of it and said, well, 2 yellows become a red, and he's going for an early shower, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, that's just baffling, isn't it? I mean, you know, he's got every right to go and stand his ground, as you say, when a goal kick is being taken, and put a bit of pressure on Hawkins. But yeah, just into the area, cannoned back off him. The referee gave the yellow card for that. He wouldn't relent. It's his first start of the season, trying to make a good first impression. But yeah, not a way to do it there. Just talked himself into a second yellow, and off he goes.
Down the line, Quainer goes, flicked on by Barnett. Barnett looks frustrated because, again, he's won a flick on and no one's got on the end of it. Callum Stewart robs possession, and then McGrath just brings him down on the edge, and McGrath is surely in trouble here. He knows it. He looks at the referee. It's a straight red card. I thought it might be a second yellow. McGrath doesn't say a word. He just walks away, and McGrath, like he was the last time he took to the field here at your Co-op Community Stadium, he sees red.
I think he left the referee with no choice, did he? He got the wrong side of Stewart. He was in behind him and just kind of hauled him down, didn't he? He was looking to try and stop him from getting a shot away, but he'd been beaten for pace by that stage. Nothing he could really do. Decided to bring him down, and it cost his team of his services for 3 matches, I think, with that as well, with that decision.
Yeah, as I said, I thought it might have been a second yellow, but the referee decided that he was denying a goal-scoring opportunity, and he was the last man as he just hauled Callum Stewart down, and McGrath makes his way to the tunnel. And like I say, He's made his way to the tunnel a lot quicker than he did the last time he was here. But either way, it'll be the 9 men now of Bromsgrove that'll see out the rest of this game. And Callum Stewart will stand over this free kick. And he certainly looks like he's got eyes for goal, just Callum Stewart. Signed from Coventry Sphinx at step 5, and he'll stand over this. But it's Quainer who has a go instead, and it's a good save from Taylor. Well, they sold me, because I thought it was going to be Stewart, and they give it away though inside the box. Stewart picks it up, gets the ball out of his feet, sends it towards the near post, headed away by Bromsgrove. They're all at sea.
They are. They've lost their the player manager at the back, obviously, and the skipper and stuff, down to 9 men. So a second, at least from a Leamington point of view, would be great.
Lane, Quainer, Lane, switch out towards Meredith again. He's got loads of space over on that right-hand side, and forward comes Meredith. Meredith into the opposition territory, tries to send one in behind towards Stewart. Stewart again proving himself a nuisance. He's going to chase down Taylor, and he's won the ball back off him. Stewart in towards Landers. Landers drops a shoulder. Landers going to get his shot off. No. Walker can't collect the loose ball on the edge. They try and spring the counter-attack to Bromsgrove. T looks for support, tries to go round Quainer, does really well, does T. Walker though steals it off him. Can he get to the loose ball? Yes he can, but it's only going as far as White, who just controls it in front of Walker. White, Roberts, Leamington put the press, Callum Stewart. It's twice that he's really put Bromsgrove in all sorts of trouble, closing down, wants to take it past McGrath, brought that red card as he comes forward again. Landers is going to have a go from 25 yards, closed down, not the brightest thing to do because they can break, and Sanchez will get round Quainer. Sanchez brought down by Quainer, that'll be a red. Quainer knew what he was doing, and wow, they are piling round the referee, and Quainer has got away with a yellow card, and I can say now, Josh Quainer has got away with one there. How he has not been shown red, I am not entirely sure. Sanchez was bearing down on Callum Hawkins' goal. Quainer seemed to know exactly what he was doing, and I think Josh Quainer has got away with one.
I think there was another breaks defender probably within 10-15 feet. I can only assume that's what's saved Josh Quainer then, because I, like you, was expecting the referee to brandish a red card there. He brought him down, very similar to McGrath, obviously not quite the same position and not quite so bearing down on goal, but he made sure the man went down and could not progress any further, and yet he usually sees a red card.
I think everyone in a break shirt would think it's probably the right thing to do to maintain that 1-0 advantage, but either way, Bromsgrove have a dangerous positioned free kick. T has to go towards the top corner, side netting. Wow, everyone stood and held their breath for a second as T whipped it towards the top corner. He wasn't too far away.
And you have to be fair. When we were at Boston last week, the referee had an absolute shocking game. From a breaks perspective, he did. And if I was a Bromsgrove fan today, I think I would be leaving this ground today feeling aggrieved as well. Not because Mike McGrath shouldn't have been sent off, because he should, and Dunkley should have been sent off too, but I think Quainer should have gone there as well.
There's going to be 5 minutes added on here at the end of this second half. Meredith, forward he comes. Landers managed to stay on side. Landers far posted towards Barnett! Tyrone Barnett gets his first goal in a break shirt, slid in around the 6-yard box. Henry Landers did really well just to get a low cross in, and Tyrone Barnett wraps up all 3 points for the breaks.
Did well. It's great ball in, as you say, from Landers. Barnett just tried to get something on it, make some connection with it, and a little bit unorthodox, but in it went to the back of the net.
Well, Tyrone Barnett in his 10th appearance for the breaks gets his first goal of the season, gets a big hug off Jack Edwards and Jack Lane. He just glided away inside the 6-yard box. There was too much space left for the 9 men of Bromsgrove, and Leamington have managed to wrap up all 3 points here late in the day. It's Leamington 2, Bromsgrove 0, goal scorer of the second, Tyrone Barnett. Infield towards Clark, and the referee brings proceedings to a close. Well, Leamington have run out 2-0 winners here at your Co-op Community Stadium in a game that hasn't been without incident. The first half played out much of a nothingness really. Leamington played really well in the first half, and it was a good contest. Leamington went into the half-time break with a 1-goal advantage thanks to Henry Landers' 4th goal of the season. As the game petered out towards full-time, Tyrone Barnett got his first goal in a break shirt to make it 2. So it's finished here at your Co-op Community Stadium. Leamington 2, Bromsgrove Sporting 0.
Paul, 3 points, 2 goals, a clean sheet. All a good day to work for Leamington against a very tough to break down Bromsgrove side.
Definitely. I mean, listen, we've ticked all the boxes. I mean, listen, we're certainly disappointed. Probably second half. Obviously we one or two of the decisions that have sort of gone our way. I don't think we made the advantage count as much as we should do. You've got to give them a lot of credit because they're a young team. The managers had to go and the coaching staff there have had to go into the lower leagues and bring this group together. And they're really, really well coached. They've been impressive this year. I think that's their first defeat on the travels. And you could see today what we didn't do well enough. We did it for the first half hour of the game was because of the way they play and they're brave and they push fullbacks on and the two wide men come in to get an overload. But when you win, so our first goal, for instance, has come from the fact that their left back has vacated the space that our left back would be in. But that's their style, so that's what you've got to do. We didn't do enough of it. Some of that was down to them. A lot of it was down to us. So listen, there was. Listen, I'm delighted with how the games ended up result-wise. But we've got and probably the second half. So a lot of space in wide areas. So you're looking at your combinations between your fullbacks and your wide men. Good decisions, good delivery. And if you look at the goal, it was one of the few times when we actually made good decisions, travelling with the ball to commit a player, good movement from the wide man, good pass, good cross, goal. And we didn't do that enough, really. So, but listen, momentum again. It's like you say, it's another clean sheet. It's another win, and there's plenty to work on, but also plenty to improve on as well.
Maybe one bad thing from today, we saw Junior go down in the first half. What's the latest on his injury?
Yeah, it looks like he's tweaked his groin, I think. But listen, you're going to get that. What was pleasing today is that Jack's gone in there and done well. Joe Clark's come back on there. We've got Theo back Tuesday. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not a long one. But yeah, not ideal because he very rarely gets injured. So when he does pick up something, it's a bit of concern. And with the schedule of games, we sort of want to try and keep everyone around the place as much as we can. You've seen how important it was to have, with Theo missing, having Junior, for Jack to go there or Joe to come on. Callum Stewart added a bit of legs and energy when he came on. So you need all these options in games. I was delighted for Tyrone to get. I thought he played well tonight, Tyrone. But he needs the quality in early in the box. If you're going to play with that kind of number 9, then you've got to give him the service. And that was probably one of the few moments when I can recall a good early ball whipped into the second 6-yard box where he thrives on. So he's level with Connor Taylor now. They've got one apiece.
You see on Tuesday that we're going over to Alva Church for the game. What's your thoughts are going to be on that game?
Well, I don't live far from there, so I've watched them a lot over the years. And listen, it's what a job that they've done there. The league, the way they've come through the leagues, the players they've produced, the style of football. It's going to be tricky. It'll be a tricky game. They're unbeaten at home for a long time, and it'll be another similar kind of patterns of play to Bromsgrove, young, energetic team. Obviously Ian's just left the club, which is a shame because I think his record's been phenomenal. But no, it'll be a tough game, but we're in a good place. And regardless of how much talking you do, how much tactical work, how much work you do on the training ground, just winning football matches is the best medicine and the best sort of coaching you can do. So yeah, really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can put another good performance in.